If that's not what the problem is, obviously, then we need to still find out what the problem is, and we're kind of back where I was before this appointment. So hey guys, so I just got back from my appointment with my primary care doctor to talk about the elevated TSH lab that I got, and it went really well. I got a lot of good information, and I actually recorded. My cat's playing with the blind. I got a lot of good information. I actually recorded little clips from the appointment. I didn't set it up ahead of time. I just thought of it while I was in there. One, because I thought it might be interesting to post, and two, it's a lot of information in a short period of time, so it's really, really nice to be able to go back and listen to it again, and also to share with my husband so he can get the information firsthand as well, since he was at work. So I'll insert a couple clips from that appointment here. Sorry, there's nothing interesting to look at.
Acting right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to also put an order in, like I said, for that radiology test to ultrasound your thyroid to make sure there's not a nodule there.
Okay. So, my test results, what is the normal range and what was my result?
Let me tell you just in a minute. Your TSH was 4.620.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, the upper limit of normal is about 3.7, 3.75. So let me print this so that you have this for your records. So it's high, but it's not super
crazy
high. Yeah,
okay.
And there's many things that can actually cause an elevation of your TSH. Have you had recent fever? So no recent fever or illness. No family history of autoimmune disorders like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, MS. No history of thyroid disorder.
Mm-mm. So, is it possible that you can get an abnormal thyroid level and then you go back and it's completely normal?
Yeah, sometimes, and we just kind of watch it slowly.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's something going on because I'm not getting regular periods, so it's probably
there probably is something there.
She did labs when I first went to her back in, not when I first went to her, but back in March when she first gave me the first round of Provera, because I had been off of birth control for almost 4 months and hadn't had a period. And can you see in there what labs she did then? Because then everything came back normal. It was mid to late March, I think, of this year.
So your TSH was 4.62 recently. Your TSH in March was normal, and let me print that for you. That was 1.95. So it's almost doubled, 2.5 times what it was back then.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think we need to know what's going on. And then you had a TSH done in March of 2016 through the emergency department. Were you there for palpitations or something, or was there concern?
Oh, I think I had a kidney stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that one was 2.83. So I'll print that for you so you have the last three.
Okay. So it's definitely gone up.
And you have the portal. You can access these on the portal.
I did not know that.
So at least you're signed up for the portal.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
So let me, at the front desk, I'm going to say, at front desk, get information about portal. And then you can have all of these right there.
So when a lab comes in, I can just log in and see.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
you can
really
also email us with non-urgent questions.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, great.
So what we're going to do is a whole host of blood work, but I'd like it to be fasting.
Okay.
Okay.
I can just go one day, or is it spread out?
Just one day, first thing in the morning. Exactly. And then Kathy will call you regarding ultrasound of your thyroid.
Okay.
She will help set that up.
And that's to check that there's no nodules or anything on it.
That there's nothing structurally wrong with your thyroid.
Okay.
Some people have partial thyroid just because congenitally they weren't born with all of it. So we're just going to make sure that there's nothing structurally wrong with your thyroid.
Okay.
And then Brianna will make an appointment with you to come back in about a month and we can discuss all these results.
Okay.
Because there's so many, I think it's best to do it in person rather than over the phone, especially since some of them you have to explain what they mean.
Yeah.
You know, what the implication is. But if we can start repleting this now, the thing is like, let's say we replete this, that you need thyroid hormone and then it's just a sluggish thyroid. It's going to take about 3 months for things to really kind of level off, and then the first year, 2 years, we should test you about every 8 to 12 weeks to make sure you're on the right amount. And then if and when you get pregnant, and sometimes this is all it takes to get pregnant is fixing your thyroid, you're going to have to be very closely monitored during pregnancy. Because if you are hypothyroid, that can lead to congenital defects in the baby, and also can lead to problems with you. So it's very important that like even every month when you're pregnant, we're altering your dose, and we may have an endocrinologist that follows you during pregnancy to make sure that it's being repleted correctly.
Okay.
So, any questions?
No, it's just nice to get information because
Yeah.
you know something's wrong, but you don't know what it is. And then just to like I feel like, oh, I'm being like hypochondriac, and then you're saying, no, this is like manageable but serious. So I'm glad that I'm
we'll see
getting
what's
some
going
testing.
on. And a lot of times, 90% of the time, it's just a sluggish thyroid that just decides to stop working.
Whatever thyroid medication I might need to go on, and I know we have to get the test results back to see, but whatever medication, that's something I could continue during pregnancy.
Oh, absolutely,
taking.
you have to.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
It's unsafe not to.
Okay.
Most medication is like not safe to.
Right.
But in this one, it's unsafe not to treat thyroid during pregnancy.
Okay. All right.
So.
Great. So obviously, some of what she said is a little bit overwhelming. The information about having thyroid issues during pregnancy being, something that needs to be very closely monitored, and can cause problems with me and the baby. Obviously not something I want to hear. But at the same time, I know something's going on, and I figured whatever the answer was, there would be risks to me and a baby during pregnancy. So I'm not really surprised to hear that. And in a way, it's almost a relief to hear, okay, here is something concrete that's wrong. And so we can move forward. And it doesn't, I got a huge sense of relief after that I left that appointment. The only thing that's bothering me is the fact that I had a thyroid, that same test done in March 2016 and March 2017, and then most recently in November 2017. And the November 2017 result was the only one that was abnormal, and the other two were completely in the normal range. So I don't know why that happened. Maybe the lab that I did this month is the abnormal one, and the other two were my typical, and there's really no problem with my thyroid. So while I don't wish for a problem with my thyroid, I also would be relieved to know that that's what it is, and so we can address it, and I can get on medication and get moving forward. If that's not what the problem is, obviously, then we need to still find out what the problem is, and we're kind of back where I was before this appointment. So I'm going to get more blood work, fasting blood work, and then go back to see her and review the results. Plus, I'll have all that blood work to take to my appointment with the reproductive endocrinologist. So that will be more information for her to look at as well. So the labs that my doctor ordered today that I need to go do fasting are thyroid stimulating immunoglob. It's probably immunoglobin, but it just says glob. Thyroid panel, which is T3 uptake, T4 total, and thyroid index, and thyroid cascade. HbA1c, thyroid antibody, antithyroid peroxidase, TPO, thyroid binding globulin, and that's it. So quite a few labs. She said I can go one day and they'll draw all the blood they need to run all these labs. It's not like something I need to do over time. I do still have another lab that I'm going to that my OBGYN ordered, which I believe is progesterone. It's on day 21 of your cycle, and I think that's to see if you ovulated, which, as I've said before, I would be very surprised if it came back that I ovulated. So lots of labs, but you know, it feels good, like I said, to be moving forward and getting some good information. Miles, what do you think? Huh? Are you glad that we're getting some labs done? If you're not a cat person, I'm sorry, but I am. And my cat, he's the man. So you're going to see him now and again.